Hey there, my name is Jasenia Rango. I am a first year, almost second year teacher at Up Academy Leonard in Lawrence, Massachusetts, teaching 7th grade math. Today I will be discussing cognitive strategy instruction, and CSI actually uses explicit instruction to help students memorize and use routines to improve their studies. CSI is not one specific strategy, but instead an array of strategies that you can use in your classroom. In math specifically, CSI is implemented by teaching students routines that they can use in problem solving. So CSI really focuses on strengthening students' cognitive skills, and CSI can be applied in all subjects, not just math and not just science. And what you teach your students in one specific class can also be applicable to the rest of their academic careers and careers afterwards. CSI really breaks down the steps successful problem solvers use and allows any student to follow that same process. So think about your most high-performing students, the processes that they go through in order to problem solve, and then break that down in an easy and really seamless way that other students are able to follow. Why CSI? Well, CSI encourages students to grow in more than just their mathematical problem-solving skills. CSI routines cultivate growth in an array of skills for students. So not only are they learning and they're able to apply your material, but they're getting a deeper understanding for what it is that you're teaching them and really understanding why it is that they're going through all of these steps. Students can implement the skills learned through CSI in all subjects. CSI really encourages independent learning and helps students understand how they can come to a solution, and then how to check their work for accuracy. CSI provides structure and explicit instructions for students that need it the most. Students with learning disabilities really benefit from that explicit instruction, increased repetition, and teacher modeling. So CSI strategies can really help those students get a deeper understanding for their learning, have a clear idea of what the steps are that they're going to solve, and then hopefully become completely independent when solving on their own. Some success with CSI. Growth in CSI can be measured by how effective the routines are for students. Students should aim to become completely independent in problem solving. And you may need to rework your routine by changing steps or focusing on a different cognitive skill that might help students who are struggling to reach that independence. If you see students are struggling with hypothesizing, then you can go back and talk to that student about that specific step and really troubleshoot and help them get to that success level. Further encourage your students by asking them questions to deepen their understanding. If your students are good to go, they are succeeding at CSI, well, push them a little further by asking them inquisitive questions like, is there another way to find the solution? And summarize the question in your own words. CSI in the classroom can look really different depending on what you teach and what grade level. So create visuals to help guide students through CSI practices and adjust as necessary. It's really recommended that you include visuals throughout your classroom in order to best help your students. Something that I used is a quick 4-step plan. Paraphrase and summarize the question, brainstorm how to solve, show your work, and then check your work. Or look for another way to solve. Something as simple as this can really help motivate students and give them a starting point for when they feel lost. So some steps for implementing CSI. Understand your students with disabilities to create CSI routines that will best serve their needs. Like I mentioned earlier, if your student has trouble hypothesizing or planning, really think about what are the routines and strategies that I can teach my students so that not only they develop that cognitive skill, but they're successful in all aspects. Provide clear examples when introducing problem-solving routines and post them throughout the classroom for easy access. So whether that be in bookmarks that students can keep in their binders, whether that be handouts that you provide, or anchor charts across your room. Look for mastery at all cognitive levels to support students reaching complete independence in using that routine. So whatever your steps are, really make sure that you take the time to discuss with your students where they might be having trouble, pinpoint that place, and then help them get past that barrier. Give students plenty of time to analyze the problem-solving method and do each step to the best of their capabilities. Don't rush the CSI process. Really let students work on it at their own pace, and then eventually they'll be able to get it on their own and finish the problem in no time. When it comes to evaluating CSI, teachers should look into all steps of the routine to help guide students. Some students may have struggles with paraphrasing, others may have struggles with tracking their work. Really look into that step. So some helpful hints. If you don't know where to start, there are many CSI routines already created by thoughtful educators like you. Make sure to take your time to research them and find the ones that best suit your needs. It can be really helpful to find metacognitive strategies and use them as well. So